Take a trip into the heart of the forest to remember who you are. This is Skull Babylon, and you're about to listen to Paradigm Shift Radio episode 134, another full moon global journey meditation. The journey meditations are a visceral and magical experience through the realms of our imagination as we explore, heal, and awaken to our lucidity and potential within the dream. Through this journey, we collectively travel deep into the forest to learn from those who we meet along the way. In addition, we also take another moment to collectively project and encode conscious intention into the Earth grid and our future. Be sure to explore the main website for the ongoing schedule of future interactive broadcasts, and be sure to share this and other content with your friends. Center into your awareness, be inspired, be involved, be present, and enjoy the journey. One love.
The magic of this reality is, and always has been, within us. Aloha, paradigm shifters, dreamers, friends from all over the world. Welcome and thank you so much for tuning in to another very exciting, very inspirational episode of Paradigm Shift Radio. And of course, this is another full moon global journey meditation episode. My name is Brendon, aka Skull Babylon, aka Brendon Wolfshield Culliton, and we've been doing this for quite some time, and we're always excited to be able to have some new people joining us here tonight. So aloha, and thank you so much to all the people who may be new to this. You guys are in for a really exciting treat, an awesome journey, and an epic adventure that we have planned ahead for you in this moment. So thank you to wherever you are, whenever you are, for tuning into this, people listening in the future, and for those of you who are tuned in right now and in the future, please take the moment now to be able to share this show with your friends. Let them know that Paradigm Shift Radio is live. A huge part of what makes this global meditation even more exciting is when we can always invite new people to join in. We'll be explaining a little bit about what is going to be happening within this global meditation, and just as a little bit to get ahead of ourselves, there will be a part where we'll be focusing some collective intention towards healing the world, towards being able to encode more love into the grid. And so the idea behind that is what happens when we actually have more people tuned in at once to this single moment, to this single experience. So for those of you who are tuned in, there are a couple ways just to be able to situate yourself and to get connected with others in the community, and I'll just cover the basis of that. Of course, you can launch the live chat through the main website that you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner, and that is the 24/7 live chat, and I encourage you to feel free to jump into that before we officially get started with the meditation. And once we get going, things will be going silent, so don't be worrying too much about the live chat from there. And there are some people in the live chat on the Blog Talk Radio, and shout out to those of you in there as well. Now, of course, those of you who may be completely new to this, let me just give you a formal introduction. ParadigmShiftCentral.com, Paradigm Shift Radio is an extension of ParadigmShiftCentral.com, and ParadigmShiftCentral.com is a real-world game to help shift consciousness. We do these global meditations once a month on the full moon, but there's so much more to this project, including regular weekly team-building hangouts, online Paradigm Shift Destiny classes, community admin classes, and of course there's lots of amazing stuff through the website. This is more of a conscious broadcast network, and we're creating a space to encourage people to create their own conscious media so we can help document the shift in consciousness collectively and to be able to help feature their content to a global audience. So if that sounds like something that's right up your alley, then please feel free to sync up to the main website. And of course, the other long story short of this project is that it is more than just what happens online. It is about encouraging people to create physical paradigm shift communities where they are, which are basically focused on regular open-minded discussion and meditation circles. So there's paradigm shift communities all across the world. I'm in Paradigm Shift London, Ontario, Canada, and more paradigm shift communities are emerging. They're basically around the concept of if you build it, they will come. So this global full moon meditation is a place for us to come together in digital space, but we're always encouraging people to be the beacons where they are, to be the Jedi, to activate themselves, and to help bring people together in their local communities and engage in things like free hugs and shiftivism and creatively planting seeds to help awaken others, to help assist in the shift in consciousness. And that's part of how you play this real world game. So So again, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and of course, explore the website after you're done listening to this blog talk, or listening to this broadcast if you're new to it. And let me explain to you a little bit about what it is that we'll be doing here in this broadcast. So tonight on the broadcast, again, those of you who tuned in before, you know that basically this is more than just a regular meditation. This is more of a guided waking dream, so to speak. This is a story. This is an audio story. And let me know if you guys can hear any fireworks going off outside my window. It's a long weekend here broadcasting from Canada. So I got my window shut, but if you hear that, then that's what that is. So basically, within this meditation, what we're going to be doing, we're really going to be focusing on aspects of developing and using our imagination to create a visual, to create an enriched experience. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be engaging with the senses. And part of what makes this actually really interesting is that throughout this meditation, we're going to be using a few simple concepts that are going to be perhaps new to some people, but are evidently going to allow you to develop and strengthen your meditation practice in the long run. So an example of this is that when you're doing your meditation, this is a practical tip, and this will come in very handy as we go through things. It's going to be very common for your mind to wander. That's a natural part of meditation. That's a natural part of becoming more aware of how the mind works and developing your relationship with it. And when this happens, what we're going to do, similar to in theme with a video game, imagine that you have an augmented aspect of a HUD over top of your concept of reality. And what I mean by this is that when you're within the dream, in the back of your mind, think about the idea of there being like a little meter, and this meter can either be green, orange, or red. And basically, when it is in green, that reflects the meter itself reflects the integrity of your focus. So when it is green, that means that you are present. That means that you are engaged with your meditation. That means that you are in the space that you're creating within your mind, within the realms of the magi. When it's orange, that it means you're starting to drift a little bit. You're starting to think about what you're going to do afterwards, or what happened earlier in the day, or maybe what you're going to eat for food, or anything like that. When you're red, that means you're totally like outside of it, and you're just like thinking about something completely different. So what we'll do is that I encourage you to be aware of where your focus, where the integrity of your focus is at any point during the meditation, with the intention of bringing it back to the green. So we'll be helping you with that as we go through the meditation, and reminding you guys along the way, so that the intention is to keep it in the green as much as possible, to keep our focus aligned as much as possible. So another aspect of this meditation that we play with is the idea of working with the awareness of the difference between projected thoughts and received thoughts, the difference between thinking out loud and listening to the higher aspects of ourself. And this will happen within aspects of the meditation where we'll step into something that will sort of be like a void, that will sort of be like a blank slate. And when we do this, it creates the opportunity for us to be able to listen to what the universe has to share with us in that present moment. So rather than just like projecting, it's instead clearing and then being able to observe the difference between projected thoughts and received thoughts. And this can be a very interesting thing. And again, this is going to go hand in hand with the inspiration that we'll be getting out of this meditation. So there will be a story that we're going to be kind of going through, and I'll be narrating that and guiding you through it. And then later in on the meditation, we're going to be getting to a part where we're going to do almost like a shared group astral projection experience, where we're kind of imagine ourselves floating above our cities and projecting love down onto our cities, and then even floating out higher above the earth and connecting and strengthening as a sacred geometrical grid between us as points of light, to be able to help encode the grid with intentions of love, to be able to help shift consciousness, with the idea that through the acts of projecting imagination and playing with the imagination, we get into this very interesting discussion of just how much of a difference that makes within this reality. And of course, if that's something that's interest to you, then I encourage you to definitely stick around with this community. Another thing that kind of correlates directly with that is the Paradigm Shift Dream class that we have every other Tuesday, and the next one for that will be coming up the Tuesday following this. So I don't have the immediate date right off the top of my schedule, or actually, yes, I do. The next one will be on May 31st. Will be the next Dream class at Tuesday at 8 p.m. EST, and we get into all sorts of metaphysical discussions and topics. So I'm just going to take a moment here to make sure that everything goes okay, and I'm just kind of, again, multitasking here. There's always a lot of post-production, pre-production aspects of this show, and I really appreciate you guys being able to help contribute to it simply by sharing it with your friends and letting them know that it is live. So if you want to take a moment here to share it in your groups, please feel free to do that, and we're actually going to get ready to go into the meditation pretty much in the next minute, because at this point within this broadcast, we only have about 90 minutes left. So we're going to make do with the time that we have allowed. So I'm just going to get in if you guys are in the chat, and if you guys are here, and if you guys are present, just leave an 1111 in the chat to give me a little feedback to confirm that everything is sounding okay, everything is coming through, and then we will be ready to move into this meditation. And we'll begin simply by bringing our awareness to the breath, and then through there we'll slowly walk our way into the visualization. So again, it's going to be very imagination oriented. You're going to be entering into another place, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but I will say this, and I kind of posted it on Facebook earlier, but if you're a fan of anime, you're probably gonna really enjoy what actually we have in store for this meditation. So with that said, I think I'm pretty sure that things are all good. It looks like everyone is here, and thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, for being a part of this. And let me just take another moment here just to be able to post this in one or two more groups. And I just invite you guys to start to get comfortable. So if you want to take a moment here to just be able to find a place where you're going to be able to sit down, either if you're listening to this with headphones, if you're listening to this off your computer, you could always sit on your bed, sit nearby, get in a place that's going to be nice and comfortable for you. And of course, reminding you that this meditation and all the previous meditations that we have done are available online, are available in the recording and MP3 format. So if you enjoy this meditation, then I really encourage you to go back and to check out the past meditations that we have also done through the Paradigm Shift project. So lots of super exciting stuff. So let me just take another look here, and I'm just going to post one more thing to my Facebook, and then we are ready to go. So perfect. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So thank you again for being here. Thank you for taking the time to contribute your energy to this experience, for being a part of this, for being a part of something special. Of course, doing this on the full moon, I will just say this, is always interesting. The full moon is kind of a portal for potential. It has the ability to amplify present energies, to amplify awareness, and to allow us to really sink in. Another thing that I will mention is that you may become aware of activation sensations within this meditation, and that's the sensation of energy kind of running up the spine and almost around the back of your head. And that is like something that I just encourage you to be aware of. And as you get into this meditation, it's something that you can sort of bring into your experience intentionally. So simply by being aware of that. Another thing for this meditation and for future meditations, within the Paradigm Project, we really encourage people to be mindful of the cultivation of energy. So going into this meditation, going into future meditations, I really encourage males and females to just be mindful of the sexual energy that they are carrying with them into this meditation, particularly for males, because that is definitely going to allow you to get into a deeper space within your meditation. So just keep that in mind, and whether it's for this one, whether it's for future ones. And for me, I've noticed it does make a difference. And just a little tidbit there. So cool. All right. Okay, guys. So with that said, let's get ready to move right into this meditation. So again, this meditation will go for a little bit under 90 minutes, and it won't feel like 90 minutes. And from there, we'll be wrapping up the show. And so let me just take a look here. It's going over the audio boards and everything. Perfect. Okay, guys. All right, guys, so let's get nice and comfortable. For those of you who are in the live chat, I just invite you guys to just leave the live chat alone. At this point, everyone who is here, is present, so even if you just want to close the live chat, feel free. Otherwise, you will notice that there may be a noise that comes through the live chat. So if you don't want that to interfere, then I just encourage you to close the live chat as well. So, okay. All right. Let me just set things up here. Okay. All right, guys. So again, let's just get nice and comfortable. Let's allow ourselves to get in a space that's going to allow us to maintain a degree of stillness. Stillness is a very important thing within the meditation practice. The more still you are, the more your mind's going to allow yourself to focus on particular intentions. So having that place of stillness is very important. So I encourage you to sit down in a place that's comfortable, maybe even take a pillow, put it on your lap. Don't necessarily lie down. If you lie down, it's very possible that you may fall asleep, and that's something that we don't necessarily want to do. So I'm just getting some tea here. All right. It's always very interesting being on this end of the microphone during these meditations and doing it live. It's a wonderful experience of practice for myself and even for myself, allowing trust and intuition to flow through, because, you know, there's a little bit of it's a bit of a challenge, but I embrace it as an opportunity. So let's make the most of this opportunity together. All right, so let's get nice and comfortable. Okay, so just allow your body to get nice and comfortable. And again, going into this meditation, the intention of it is that as we come out of it, we're going to feel more aligned, more empowered, more capable, more of who we are, and more of remembering our place within this bigger picture. So just encourage you guys to relax your shoulders, to just move your body around in any way that you need to. That's going to allow you to move into that place of stillness. Good, good. And so let us begin together simply by connecting with the breath. So gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose or the mouth. Again, gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales. With each inhale and each exhale, just allowing yourself to become more relaxed. Become aware of the breath. The inhale slowly coming in and meeting the exhale. Like the waves rolling in against the shore of a beach. The inhale meeting the exhale. The exhale meeting the inhale. As one continuous moment, as one continuous movement. Good. Let's take a moment here to just scan our body, and in doing so, we'll allow ourselves to become more in tune, more relaxed as we prepare to go deeper into the visualization of this imagination and remembering the imagination, the nation of the Magi, the place in which we remember that we are the wizards, that we are the Magi, that you are Jinn. Imagine you are magic. So gentle inhales through the nose, and exhales through the nose or the mouth. Good. And just bring awareness, starting at the bottom of the body, to the feet, into the calves, Just allow your feet and your calves to relax. Good. And then slowly bring your awareness up to your knees and to your thighs, and just putting your focus there. And in doing so, just allowing your knees and your thighs to relax as well. Good. And bring your awareness to your hips, to your groin. Just allowing your hips and your groin to relax. As you continue to breathe, bring your awareness into your stomach as your breath fills deep into your stomach, to your core. Just allow your stomach, your core, your torso to relax. And then from here, bringing your awareness to your chest, to your heartbeat. And take a moment here to just acknowledge your heartbeat in gratitude. And just allow your chest to relax. Good. And then from here, bring your awareness to your shoulders, to your arms and your forearms, and even your back, your shoulder blades. Just allowing your shoulder blades to relax even more. Allowing your shoulders, allowing your arms to relax. Good. And from here, bring your awareness as you continue to breathe up to your throat. Allow your throat to relax. And bring your awareness up to your jaw, your chin, even to your tongue. You can gently remove the tongue off the top of your mouth or keep it there, whatever you prefer. So allowing your jaw, your chin, your tongue to relax. And then from there, gently bring your awareness up to your cheeks, up to your ears, up to your nose, your eyes, and your eyebrows. And gently allowing your eyebrows and your nose and your cheeks and your ears to relax. And then bring your awareness to your head, to the top of your head. And even here, just take a moment as if someone's pulling a little string from the top of your head, and maybe just straighten up your spine just an extra inch. And with another breath, just allow your head to relax, the top of your head, your crown. Good. Good. And so from here, connect with the breath again, gentle inhales and gentle exhales. Again, inhale and exhale. Feeling the calmness of your body, acknowledging the stillness, what this feels like for you. Good. And so now, in this space, we allow ourselves, we give ourselves the opportunity to move deeper into this meditation. And in doing so, as you continue to breathe, we're going to imagine, we're going to bring ourselves into a space. We're going to create this space with our minds. We're going to bring our presence into this space. And oftentimes, as we do with our meditation, we're going to return once again to a forest. And so here, within this moment, begin to imagine yourself in a forest. Begin to feel the dirt underneath your bare feet, the coolness of it. It's nighttime out right now, and there is a full moon up in the sky, though gently hiding behind the trees. So as you continue to breathe, bring your awareness to the sensations of your body in this space. the ground underneath your toes, the dampness of the dirt, the cool air on your skin, feeling it on your arms, on your neck, on your ears. Continuing to breathe, bring your awareness to even the smell. You can tell that it wasn't long ago that it was raining. And as you look around in the forest, you see a slight glistening on the leaves from the water left over from the previous rain. And so from here, continuing to breathe, you begin to become aware of the sounds of the forest. Good. You can hear the slight winds. You can hear small critters off in the distance, even some birds. Continuing to breathe, allow yourself to deepen your awareness into this present moment, bringing in texture to each of your sensations. And begin to look around without moving around just yet. Imagining yourself inside your body within this space. And gently, from here, we're going to familiarize ourselves with our body in this space. So while keeping your physical body still, I want you to gently imagine your astral hands, your hands within your imagination, as you gently raise them up in front of you so that you can see them. And now gently move them, each of the index fingers, each of the fingers, opening and closing your palms, imagining what this feels like, even feeling the texture of your own palm, of your own skin. Continue to breathe. And so gently just familiarize yourself with the awareness of your hands and even looking down at the rest of your body. Allowing yourself to become present in this space, keeping the intention, the integrity of your focus in the green, hearing the sounds of the forest, seeing the trees around you. This forest is nothing too out of the ordinary. When you first look at it, it seems very familiar, like a forest that you have been in many times before. And so from here, before we begin moving around, we'll take a moment to visualize who it is that we are within this meditation, within this waking dream. And so gently from here, I want you to slowly imagine your awareness floating gently behind yourself. And as you do, you can rotate your perspective around yourself. You can see yourself from outside of your physical body. And as you do this, we're going to take a moment here to create our avatar, to create the version of ourself that we wish to be within our imagination. Perhaps a version of yourself that in your feelings, in your heart, reflects more of the magic that you are. And so if that means changing your clothing, making it more magical, more fantasy oriented, something similar to perhaps a video game or something even similar to a fantasy novel, Lord of the Rings even. Imagine yourself clothed in something simple, yet something authentic to yourself. Changing your garb, changing your shirt, even putting on, if you want, imagining yourself wearing a hood or a cloak. Whatever it is, that you feel resonates with you in this moment. And even in just imagining yourself carrying a small satchel on your side in case you need it. Good. And so from here, as you crystallize your imagination, your intention of the character you're creating for yourself, gently bring your awareness back behind your body and back into the perspective of your eyes. So you are now back inside your body. And from here, recalibrating yourself to your sensations, moving your hands again, realizing that as you maintain the integrity of your focus, the richness of this experience begins to deepen as we prepare ourselves to move forward into the journey ahead. So you hear the sounds, you feel the winds, you feel the textures of the dirt, of your skin. Looking around you, you can see the forest you are in. You are here. You are present. And so let's begin by taking steps forward from where we are, past the trees in front of us, slowly walking around and familiarizing ourselves with our body as we do this. And so walking forward, you can gently graze your hands against any of the trees, any of the leaves that you walk by, gently touching them, feeling the textures of them. Good. And looking up through the tops of the tree, you catch a glimpse of the full moon. You see it peeking behind the clouds. And just take a moment here to look up at the moon and take a deep breath into your heart. And as you do, you can almost feel the coolness of the moon filling your lungs, filling the air. So gentle inhales here, exhales. Good. And from here, you begin to recognize a sound, something familiar, the sound of water off in the distance. Naturally, you begin to move towards it, the sound of a small stream. So slowly walking towards it, you hear the sound get closer. The moon lights up the ground in front of you, and you see the moon's reflection in the water of a small little creek. And so take a moment here to walk up to the creek and gently go down on one knee, close enough so that you can put your fingers in the water. Become aware of what this feels like. You can feel the water on your hands, moving through your fingers, the coolness of it. Even taking a moment here to cup a bit of it in your hand and taking a sip of it. Its freshness fills your mouth. Its coolness moves down your throat into your pit of the stomach. And take another sip if you choose. And as you play with the water a bit, familiarizing yourself with the realness of this space that you're creating right now, allow the water to calm. Allow the ripples to gently disperse. And take a moment here to look at the image that you see staring back at you from within the water. Take a moment here to look at yourself in the reflection of the water. And as you do, look into your eyes. Look at who you see. In this moment, project gratitude towards yourself, reminding yourself that you are more than just this body, that this body is a vehicle that you have chosen, and you are grateful for it to be able to carry you through this journey, through the magic that is still ahead of you. And so just take a breath here as you look into the water, connecting with yourself, connecting with the identity of who you are in this space. Good. And now from here, gently when you're ready, stand back up and slowly turn around. And we'll walk away from the water for now, but we know it's there if we wish to return. And as you return back to where you were walking through the forest, you notice a small bush, and on it, you see that there are berries. Take a moment here to gently observe the berries and see if they are ripe, if they are ready to be picked. Find the ones that are, and then gently pick it. Give a moment to reflect in gratitude, and then slowly put it in your mouth and taste what it tastes like. Perhaps its texture is something you're familiar with. Perhaps its flavor is something you already know. Yet perhaps it is a little bit different. Either way, in this moment, it's delicious and it's real. So take a few more, and if you want to eat them now, you can. Or you can gently put them in your satchel. Perhaps save them for later. Good. And so from here, with the moon over your shoulder, you begin to walk through the forest. And as you do, you begin to feel, you begin to know that there is another reason why you are here. And perhaps it is something that you are still remembering. And then, just off to your left, you see the rustling of leaves. It gets your attention as you turn your head, yet without making any sudden movements, you curiously observe what it could be that is making that noise. Yet it's suddenly the leaves stop rustling. You move to where the rustling was. There's nothing there. Curious, indeed. And yet, you notice another rustling, further off in the distance. It grabs your attention. It piques your curiosity. You begin to follow the rustling, and then you see it. You can't see what it is, but you can see that there is rustling moving through the ground in the forest, no more than the height of your kneecaps. And as you move towards it, very carefully, very cautiously, very curiously, you begin to walk a little bit further, and then you notice that the rustling has led you to a tree. And though you can't see it, you can sense it, that whatever it was making that noise is hiding behind that tree. Unsure of what it is, yet confident in yourself, you curiously begin to position yourself on an angle so that you can look around the tree. And as you do, in this moment, you see something looking back at you. It's hiding in the shadows, yet you can see the reflection off its eyes of the moonlight. And as you peek your head around more, it curiously peeks its head back out at you. And you go down on one knee, gently suggesting to whatever it is that you mean it no harm. And as you do this, the small thing gently peeks its head further around the corner and reveals itself to you. A small creature with 2 legs, 2 arms, a head larger than you would think it would need to be, and a body fluorescent white, with eyes about the size of a fist almost. A very peculiar looking creature, something that you remember hearing about, something that you have heard tales of. This creature curiously tilts its head towards you. It does not have a mouth, so it cannot talk to you. Yet even still, you can tell that it's wishing to communicate with you. You slowly stand up and begin to move closer to the creature into the light. And then it slowly walks out towards you. You stand up, showing no signs of aggression, and you allow the curious creature to come closer to you. You see it in its full form. A small creature, the size of a child, the size of only a small toddler, yet walking upright, as if it has been doing it for many, many years. How curious, how peculiar, you think. This creature slowly walks up to you. As you look down at it, it looks up at you. You see into its eyes, and it slowly tilts its head. And in this moment, you connect with it. And you can tell that this creature is a friend, that this creature is friendly. And perhaps there is something that you can learn from it. Perhaps there is something that it wishes to show you. And so it slowly walks around you as you stand still. It observes you. It looks at you curiously. And as it walks all the way around you in a full circle, it comes back, standing in front of you again, with its big eyes looking up at you. And then it turns itself around, and it slowly begins to walk in the other direction. And as it does, you're not sure whether or not it wants it to follow you. Yet it turns its head around, and it gives a slight tilt of its head, suggesting that indeed it does want you to follow it. And so, you slowly begin to follow this creature, and it begins to pick up speed. It begins to move. It begins to run even, gently hopping over small logs, zigzagging out and around small bushes. It's taking you somewhere, yet you're not sure where. And so you desperately, without trying too hard, keep up your pace so that you can keep track of where it is going. Yet every now and then it turns its head around to make sure that it's still with you. And so you begin to move along through the forest with this creature, with it guiding you, unsure of where it is leading you, yet trusting in this process. And as you continue to do this, imagine yourself moving through the forest, feeling the textures of the leaves gently moving past you, feeling the air on your skin, acknowledging and connecting with all your sensations in this moment. And then you notice that the creature has suddenly disappeared, and you're not even sure where it is. Yet you find yourself standing in front of an unusual looking tree, one that you do not recognize. And then you hear the noise, a small click-clack, like the sound of a rattle. And you look up, and you see the creature up in the tree, sitting on a branch. How did it get up there? You ask yourself, and you're not exactly sure. And yet, you see the creature looking back at you, as if it wants you to come up the tree. It wants you to join it up in the branches. Yet you wonder, how am I supposed to get up there? How can I possibly climb this tree when there are no branches within my reach, and only the trunk too large for me to grasp with my hands alone? And so you say to the creature, you say, "I'm sorry, but I can't climb this tree." And it looks down at you, and then gently, it slowly steps off the edge of the branch, And instead of falling in the way you might expect, it gently floats down like a balloon, very slowly and softly, and lands on the ground in front of you with one foot, arms out wide, both feet on the ground, and it looks back up at you. You're impressed. You weren't expecting it to be able to do that. And then you remember that perhaps within this space, things are not as solid as they seem. Perhaps there is an opportunity for things to become more malleable. And then, as the creature looks up at you, it gently tilts its head again, and it turns its back, and it slowly begins to lift up off the ground, floating right up in front of you, past your line of sight, up above your head, and back up onto the tree branch. How did it do that? It's not only showing you, but it wants you to do what it is doing. It wants you to remember that you too, in this moment, are not bound by gravity, that you too can fly, or at the very least, learn how to float for the time being. And so the creature jumps back down off the branch, becoming more playful in this moment. And it almost tugs at your hand, yet not touching you directly, gesturing, trying to show you how to do it. And it repeats it a few more times. And though this creature cannot communicate with words, you begin to notice that it is indeed communicating with thought. And what it is trying to communicate, it is saying, silly human, flying is easy. It is merely about letting go. Do not try to float. Merely remember how to let go of the thought that is holding you down. And so, take a moment here to process what the creature said to you. That flying is not just about trying to fly. It is about remembering how to let go. And as you take a breath here, gently inhale and exhale. And process this exercise. Allow yourself to let go of the thought that gravity is a thing, that gravity exists. And with your feet still on the ground, you take another deep inhale and exhale, letting go of that thought. And you can think to yourself, I can float. I am floating. I can do this because I already am. And as your eyes close within the space, you take another breath and you gently lift yourself up onto your tippy toes. And as you do, you slowly begin to feel a lightness. You slowly begin to realize that your toes are no longer touching the ground, that your toes are suddenly floating inches and yet suddenly feet above the ground below you. You open your eyes as you see the tree lines before you moving vertically down your line of sight. And as you continue to breathe, a part of you is startled in this moment, but you realize that you are floating, your arms at your side, trying to stabilize yourself, making sure that you don't lose this. And as you think about it too hard for a moment, you get excited, and then you begin to notice that you begin to drop down again. You slowly begin to drop down, and then you think, wait. Breathe, relax. Do not think too hard about it. Merely let go of the thought that gravity is holding you down. And as you do this, you gently begin to rise up again, like a balloon, slowly floating in this moment. And the creature sitting on the treetop, if it had a smile, it would be smiling, but you can tell it is happy, and it gleefully waits you to join it in the tree branches. And as you do, you rise even more, and then gently, as the branches come within reach, you slowly grab onto them, and you gently allow yourself to position a seat on one of the branches across from the creature. And it's looking at you. It's happy. It's glad that you did a simple lesson in this self. And so, as you sit here in the tree, the creature points up towards the top of the tree. And it begins to climb the tree. And the branches are quite thick at this point. So you too begin to climb after it, unsure of where it is leading you, yet you follow it nonetheless. And soon enough, you reach close to the top of the tree. And yet, what you find is something very special, something you didn't expect. The creature shows to you a small batch of berries. The entire treetop is filled with them, yet only within the top. And these berries are not like the berries you saw before. They almost have a fluorescent, iridescent color to them. They appear to even be glowing in a sense. Whatever these berries are, they're not normal berries. Yet the creature gently gestures to you that now is the time to eat. Eat, human, eat. Have the berries. You've earned them. And so, you take some of the berries, and you look at them, holding them in your hand, and you notice a small glow around them. And then from here, you gently pluck one, and you slowly put it on the tip of your lips and into your mouth. And before you even bite down, just take a moment here to feel the texture of it. And then slowly you begin to chew it. Its juice is rich, vibrant, delicious, like something you've never had before. And so you go ahead and you have a few more. And as the creature sits across from the branch with its head tilted, gently waiting for you to finish eating the palmful that you have. And you sit here and you take a moment to observe and look out at the tree line. You see yourself, and you see the forest stretching for miles, farther than the eyes can see. And you look up and you see the moon looking back down at you. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And so taking a moment here to breathe, enjoying these berries as you casually munch on them. And next thing you know, you've eaten almost 2 handfuls. They're delicious. And so you take some of them and you say that you'll save the rest for later. And you put them into your satchel. And then from there, the creature gently begins to climb back down the tree. Before you follow it, take another moment here, look back up at the moon, appreciate its beauty. You can feel its vibrance in your heart. And then slowly you begin to move yourself down the tree, climbing and following the creature. And then it gets to the point in the tree where there are no more branches and you must float down. And this time, without even having to think too hard about it, you see the creature gently float down effortlessly, gliding to the ground, not just in a straight line, but on an angle with a bit of a curve. And so you follow its lead as you gently step off the branch, fearless, allowing yourself to be in your breath and present, and floating gradually down to the ground, gently curving on a bit of an angle, and then gently, as you reach the ground, one toe touches at a time, and you allow yourself to gently return to the floor of the forest. The creature is excited. It appears that there is something else that it wants to show you. And so the creature suddenly runs off in another direction, as fast as it can, yet no faster than you can jog to keep up with it. And so you gently begin to move yourself through the forest once again. And as you do, you see the creature moving ahead of you. And you notice the glow around it, its white body, perhaps even more white than it was before. It appears to be glowing now. And as you look around at the texture of the leaves still wet from the rain earlier, you begin to notice that your attention to detail is heightened. You begin to notice a little glow on all of the leaves. And then you take another moment here to breathe as you're still running, and you feel yourself almost gliding as you're moving forward. Yet you do not think too much of it as you keep following the creature forward into the forest, into the dream. And then soon, the creature arrives in an opening in the trees, within the trees. And here, it stands underneath a form of a cherry blossom, the only one within sight. Its color is vibrant. A white, red, and pink leaf covers its branches, a small leaf, each one no bigger than the size of your nail. And you see them all across the tree, and yet you also see them gently falling out of the tree, constantly, like a rain, slowly floating down. And then with all of the leaves across the ground, you take a moment here to appreciate how beautiful this tree is. And you turn around and you see the creature standing amongst these leaves. And to your surprise, you see it gently moving its hands in front of it. And as it does, you see that the leaves in front of it bend to its will as they slowly move, as they slowly lift. And he begins to move his hands left and right, up and down, like conducting an orchestra. And you see that the leaves around him begin to follow suit, begin to follow his will, its will. Once again, it looks at you. Without having to say a word, it communicates, do as I do. You can do this too. Remember that you are more powerful than you realize. And so, a little uncertain of yourself, you take a moment here to follow its instructions. And as you feel a lightness come over you, a vibrancy within your vision, you feel more in tune. You feel confident. You feel capable. And gently take your hands within your vision of your imagination and gently place them one over top of the other, forming a small ball of energy, yet not physical energy, imaginary energy, with your imagination, within the space of your palms. And take a breath here. And as you do, begin to feel the texture of this energy through your breath. And though you cannot see the energy, you can begin to feel it. And you open your eyes and you look and you see the creature. He is dancing. He is playing. He is showing you that this is not only a lesson, but this is about fun. That this is about a game. That this is about learning. And so you take a moment here to take another deep breath, and you begin to put your intention towards being able to lift the leaves of the cherry blossom-like tree off the ground. And like conducting an orchestra, the leaves slowly begin to bend to your will. And so take a moment here to notice, to play with these leaves. As you move your hands left and right, they too move left and right in front of you. Slowly, you're controlling them like the wind controls the leaves, moving them left and right and left, up and down. You allow yourself to move into a space of confidence and comfort. You allow yourself to have fun as you begin to smile, and you notice the leaves slowly beginning to gather, and you move them around your body, and you begin to move your feet, and you allow yourself to dance. You allow yourself to have fun, and you can tell that the creature is having fun with you as it dances with you. And so take a moment here under the light of the moon to simply dance with the leaves. Allow yourself to be creative. Move them into shapes, into balls, separating them into pillars, up and down, left and right, shapes and spirals. This is your place to create. Continue to do this for the next moment within your own space, within your own imagination. Just dance and have fun here with the creature. Continue to breathe and flex your imagination. Take a moment here to laugh as both of you even just gently lie back down on the ground with your backs on the ground and your eyes gazing towards the sky, towards the moon, towards the stars up above you. As you take a moment here to gently look over at this creature, grateful for bringing you into this space of joy, fun, and excitement. As even still you slowly find yourself twirling your fingers and gently painting in the sky above you with the leaves. And so you take another moment here to connect with your breath, reminding yourself that this is a space that you can return back to. Yet there is still something more ahead of you. The creature stands up, and it gently encourages you to follow it once again. And so you allow yourself to regain your composure, standing on your feet, feeling more confident, more connected with your ability to use your imagination to create within this space, remembering that this too is teaching you about something more, is reminding you of what you're capable within the bigger dream. And so the creature continues to move past the one tree, deeper into the woods, as you continue to follow it, this time it running fast and you chasing right behind it, following it, going even faster, faster than you thought you could. And as you notice it running, you notice it slowly floating from log to log, from branch to branch, from tree to tree. And you join it as you remember that you too can float, that you too can glide through the space within the forest. And you see the openings in the tree branches and you strategically align yourselves, even jumping, pushing off from one tree to the next, following it, having fun within this moment as the creature leads you deeper and deeper into the forest. And you continue to do this, going a little bit further, and as you do, finding the ease within this moment and looking up at the moon and realizing that it is still there with you, that it is still connecting to your heart. And you feel gratitude in this moment. You feel joy and you feel empowered. And so off in the distance, as you sort of jump, gaining extra height, you see that there is something more still ahead of you. And the creature slowly begins to bring you closer to it. And as you get closer, you hear the sound once again of something you heard earlier, of water. And you notice that the creature has brought you to a small body of water, one that is in itself a pond. And though there are not much movement in it, it still has a slight sound, the sound of gently moving in and out off the grass around it, around the rocks, Your acuteness to sound has been heightened. Your awareness to your environment is heightened. And so the creature stands in front of the water, and it waits for you to catch up. And you see this water, and you see that there is even a slight mist above it. Whatever this water is, it is special. Few know of it, and yet it has brought you to it. And so, from here, the creature looks at you once again, and it says, without saying a word, "Do as I do. Follow me." And so the creature gently walks itself into the water and slowly dives underneath, away from your sight. And without taking too much time to hesitate, you slowly allow yourself to put your foot into the water as you walk your way until the water is waist deep. And then you allow yourself to dive into this small pond. And though from the surface the pond did not appear big, underneath the water you see that it is opening up into something more. And though off in the distance, because the creature has a slight glow to it, you can still see it. It's further up ahead. And you take a moment here to swim as you take a deep breath before going under, holding your breath and going and following and swimming deep under the water, deeper and deeper. And you're not exactly sure where it's going, let alone whether or not you'll be able to follow it. And yet, as you continue to go, you feel yourself a little nervous, a little anxious, and the creature senses this, so it stops and it returns back towards you, and it meets you in the water, floating right in front of you, as you are floating in front of it. And without saying a word, it looks at you, and it almost reminds you of how silly you are in this moment, trying to hold your breath. Such a human thing to do within this space. And as you do, you remember that you can relax, that you can let go, that you can breathe underwater. And so you open up your mouth, and then you allow the coolness of the water to fill your throat, to fill your stomach, to fill your lungs even. And yet without being scary at all, you feel a sense of euphoria come over you, like taking a nice, cool breath, and it moves through your body, the water enriching you, enlivening you. And you notice that your sensations become heightened once again. And the creature notices that you are comfortable now as you continue to breathe underneath the water. And it continues to move forward, deeper and deeper. How deep does this pond go? As you turn around and you look back up, you can no longer even see the surface, yet you can still see the moonlight shining through, ever so softly, with the beams of the moonlight gently pointing and cascading through the water around you, through the leaves, and through the shadows. And so you move yourself deeper into the water, and then you follow this creature even further. And then you notice it begins to move upwards and upwards as you feel that you're getting closer to where you're coming to. And you can feel that you're about to arrive at somewhere very special. And then as you look upwards, you see it swimming in front of you, kicking its little tiny legs. And you can see the surface glowing up above you. And as you move forward, the creature disappears, exiting out of the surface. And as you, a little bit behind it, continue to swim up towards the surface, taking your time, feeling the water on you all around your body. And then slowly, as you become closer to the surface, you gently move yourself to the edge of the water, to the edge of where the air touches your skin. And you gently allow yourself to rise out of the water and to lift your head as you take a breath for the first time in what feels like a while of fresh air, different from the water itself. And as you do this, your eyes take a moment to adjust as you blink and wipe away the water off your brow. And you feel yourself still in the water, not on the shore just yet. And when you open your eyes, floating in the water, you look around you, and you see what's around you. No longer is there just one of those creatures, yet suddenly there are hundreds of them, off in the distance, some close, some far away, each one of them glowing. And you take a moment here to look around, and then off in the distance, you see the one that brought you here, standing on the shoreline. Yet it is not alone. It is standing next to someone else. And so you take a moment here, hearing it call you further as you move closer. And then you allow yourself to reach the shoreline and slowly rise out of the water. And as you do, you see the creature standing in front of you, next to a hooded figure. And you take a moment here to look around as you see all of the other creatures looking at you, curious, excited for your arrival. It appears that they have been waiting for you. It appears that your arrival is indeed a cause for celebration. What is this place, you wonder? This is their home. This is where they live. Almost like a city, a village. There's hundreds of them. This is amazing and beautiful. And so you take a moment here looking around you, almost becoming forgetful that there is another person, another figure standing in front of you, taller than any of the creatures, yet even still a little bit shorter than yourself. And this person has a hood on. And as you look at the creature standing next to it, it gently touching this person's leg with its arm. And then, with the hood still over this person, they say to you, "Welcome. You have arrived." And you look around, still dripping wet in water. You sort of allow yourself to shake off some of the water. You allow yourself to move your fingers through your hair. And you allow yourself to recalibrate your presence within this moment. And you take a breath. And as you do, the figure in front of you gently lifts their head. And you see what is underneath the cloak. What is underneath their hood. And underneath their hood, foremost more than anything, you see their eyes, a softness to them, a presence. And you realize that they are just what appears to be a young girl. And then they gently pull their cloak back, and you realize that they are wearing what appears to be a headdress around their head, across their third eye and their forehead. They appear to be human, just like you, or at least just as you believe you are. And then they begin to say to you, they say, "I'm glad the little one found you. I sent him to come find you so that he could bring you back here." And naturally, you're curious. What is this place? Why have I come here? And they go on to explain, their eyes connecting with yours. And their eyes iridescent, even multicolored, a softness to them, a magic to them, and a softness to their voice. And they say, "Journeyer, traveler, dreamer, friend, this is the heart of the forest. These are my friends, my family, the spirits of the forest. They have guided you here so that we could meet, because there is something very important that we have to do." And so you take a moment here and you look down at the creature, again, standing next to this girl. And if it could have a smile, you know it was smiling. It's excited for you to be here. And naturally, you continue the conversation. "Why have you brought me here? What is this place?" And they say, "This is a place where you can remember. You can remember the promises that you made." Thinking for a moment and breathing through the riddles this person sends towards you, You continue to rise in curiosity. And they say, I am the forest of the spirit itself. I am the embodied form of all the forests, of all the trees, of all the leaves, of all the trees, and all the air, and all the animals. They are my children, and I am their mother. And in a moment here, you take a moment to take a breath as you feel a sense of awe coming over you. This, what appears to be a young girl, has the presence of something far more empowering. And she says to you, there isn't too much time, but I have something to give you. But before I do, there is something you must do first. Follow me. And so she slowly turns her back towards you as she walks further away from the water and towards a large, huge, ginormous tree that is in the heart of this village. And she turns around again and looks at you and she says, this is the tree of dreams, the tree of memories, a sacred space that I have brought you to. As I said, there is something more for you to do here. You have come here so that you can remember the promise that you made. The promise that I made? You ask yourself, what does she mean? What exactly is she referring to? She says, do not worry if you do not remember. That is why you are here. To remember to remember. What you must do before I give you the gift, you must enter into this tree, into its trunk, and bring only with you an open heart. And while you are there, you must listen. You must listen to yourself, your higher self, your past self, your future self. She says, you are one of many who is a part of this bigger dream, who is here to help be a voice for the heart of the forest. The forest is what connects us. The forest is what reminds us of the magic that is inside of us. You are the trees. You are the forest. You are the magic. And so what you must do is enter into the tree, into the heart of the forest, into the darkness as light. I will not follow you in there, for you must go in there by yourself. Yet when you do, bring with you humility and courage. And as I said, an open heart. And so, you take a moment here to prepare yourself, still not entirely sure what to expect, yet willing and open to the idea. She says, there are many of you outside there within this bigger dream who are helping create it as we speak. This space is a place for you to become empowered, for you to become reconnected, to strengthen your roots to the connection that is already there. And so, this forest spirit, the spirit of the forest, this young girl, she brings you closer to the tree. And she slowly stands you in front of the entrance. And then from there, she says to you, from here, you enter alone. And as you do, continue to breathe and listen and remember the promise that you made to yourself, to all of us, to the future, and to the bigger dream, to help create a brighter future for everyone. You feel your heart palpitating. You're excited. yet slightly nervous, yet confident. You take a breath here and you lift your chest. There is nothing more that she needs to say to you. You know what you need to do. From here, you will enter into the heart of the tree. The entrance to it is taller than your height, big enough for you to enter into. And so, you slowly take that first step into the heart of the tree, and you begin to walk inside of it. A supernatural tree whose depth is much larger than it appears on the outside. And as you continue to walk, you hear the whispers of the girl. And she says, "I believe, and so must you." And when you look back, you no longer see her, and now you only see darkness. And you find yourself surrounded by nothing but darkness. And within this moment, you take the time to sit down and to go into a meditation within this tree. What did she say? What did she tell you to do? Remember. Remember the heart. Remember what you promised. And so, from here, gently allow yourself to meditate within your imagination, closing your eyes within your imagination. And I will stop talking, but you will keep listening. Allow yourself to listen to the voices of the past, the present, and the future. Remember the promises that you have made for yourself, for those who you love, for the bigger dream. So continue to breathe. Continue to clear your mind and listen. Listen while in this space. Remember the promises that you have made, the reason why you came here. So continue to breathe, continue to be present, and continue to practice your meditation here within the heart of the tree. Remember what you promised. Continue to breathe and continue to practice this meditation. Be at peace, be present, be inspired. Remember, And so, reconnect with your breath. Continue to breathe. Feeling your heart open, your lungs expand, perhaps even a tingling in your third eye. You hear the whispers of the girl. She says, "Well done. You can come out now." And so, you gently stand yourself up. You turn around. And before you step out of the tree, you take another moment here to remember, to process, to acknowledge whatever it was that came to you in this moment. What was your promise? What is the reason that you came here? Perhaps there's still mystery to this. Perhaps that is the point. Perhaps mystery is the answer. Yet within your heart, you have connected with something deeper. You reminded yourself of something more. And so you walk out of the tree, and the forest spirit looks at you, smiling. She is proud of you. She is grateful for you joining us here, for the little one who is still standing next to her, and it looks up at you, proud of you as well. And so she says, "Remember, dreamer, journeyer, that within this bigger dream, there are still many things that will be asked of you. There are still many mysteries yet to be explored. And in the same way that you rose up to the tree branch, in the same way that you made the leaves dance, in the same way you allowed yourself to move through the waters and breathe in the waters, in the same way you entered into the depths of the tree with courage, bring that with you out into the bigger dream. Bring that with you into the space where you can share it with those who you love." And so she looks at you again and she says, "Our time here is short, but know that you can come back here anytime now that you know the way. Find me within the dreams, within the imaginations, within your meditations. I will be here. I will always be with you, and I will be waiting for you. I am with you at all times. Connect with the heart, and you will connect with me." And so from there, she gently reaches out and grabs your hands, gently holding your palm. And she gently looks up at you. And as you gently look down at her, and you slowly close your eyes in this moment as you breathe together. And as you do, she gently leans forward and places a simple, soft, and gentle kiss on your forehead, on your third eye. And as she does, you feel a sensation come over you. You feel energy moving through your third eye into your heart. And you feel it moving through your body with your breath. And take another moment here to gently inhale, deep breath. And exhale. And as you open your eyes, you realize that she is no longer in front of you. And you look around and you realize that you are back where you started in the forest when you first arrived. You're happy though. You're content. You're glad that this moment was shared. And off in the distance, you hear something familiar. You hear the sound of wolves howling. And you move through the tree line once again, trying to find a clear view. And off in the distance, you can see a cliff with the moon illuminating in the sky. You see wolves howling at the moon. And in this moment, I invite you to join in those wolves howling with the moon, reminding yourself why you howl, why you sing, why you express, why you use your voice, why are you here to be creative, to create, to dream. And so as the wolves howl off in the distance, you hear them. And you remind yourself how to howl with them. So as you respect their space and you take this moment in for yourself, I invite you to howl with the wolves. So gentle inhale and howl together as one, as community, as tribe, dreamers within the dream. Inhale. Let the moon hear you. Exhale. Allow yourself to smile. Allow yourself to laugh. Take a few more breaths. Gentle inhale. Again, let them hear you. One more for good luck. Inhale. Allow the sensations to move through your body. Activation sensations. Exhale. Good. You see the wolves in the distance. They look back at you. They acknowledge your presence. You can hear them. You can see them. You can feel them. And the time will come where you will cross paths with them, where you will be able to look them in the eyes, in this dream and another. And so, with time of the essence, allow yourself to sit down where you are with the moon high above us. And in this moment, allow us to go into another layer of the dream. And so from here, with time of the essence, yet knowing that time is an infinity in itself, I invite you to move forward into the moments where we project healing intention into the grid of the earth, feeling empowered, feeling our hearts open, feeling the spark inside of us shining just a little bit brighter than it was before we entered into this dream. And so, from here, connect with your breath and visualize where you are within your physical moment of reality, while still being within this layer of the dream. And from here, gently imagine yourself floating up above your body. Gently imagine yourself floating above your room, above your house. And as you float above your house, look down on your town, look down on your area, wherever you are, and take a gentle breath in here. And in the same way, you move the leaves with your palms and your mind. Allow that energy to flow through your hands. And gently, with a dance, allow yourself to move it down into your community around you, down into the spaces where the love is needed. So continue to breathe and exhale and feel the energy moving down, out through your heart, into your palms, and projecting out of your palms as you conduct it like an orchestra, moving it, projecting it, flowing it. And continue to do this as you feel the energy moving through you, imagining it with a purple and a blue and an iridescent color to it. Paint your cities, paint your town, fill it with love. And as you look off in the distance, you can see sparks, you can see lights, as you see the other dreamers, as you see the other shifters, sending love into their communities where they are. And so slowly float higher above your communities, above your towns, above your cities. And as you stand here, floating in the sky, looking around, you connect with all the other dreamers. And you can feel the connection between you and imagining the grid that you're creating here within this earth. And so knowing that you have the potential to create with your imagination, allow yourself to continue to spill energy, love, out from your palms, gently pouring it like water for a thirsty world, down onto the villages, down onto the people, down into the heart of Mother Earth, down into the roots of the forest and the forest spirit. You still hear the whispers of the forest spirit sending you her love. And as you do this, continue to rise higher above the earth, all of us from all over the world, surrounding the globe, surrounding it and projecting our love into it. Breathe here together, dance here together, connect with the breath, inhales, feeling activation sensations, exhale, pouring it down, projections of love, projections of awakening, projections of consciousness, so that all remember, so that all awaken, so that all know the love that is already there and the potential within themselves. Continue to breathe, connect with this space, and continue to practice in your own space. Dance in the skies, dance in the stars, connect with the other dreamers. This is your song, this is our song, this is one song. Continue to share your love. Continue to do this as a meditation. Continue to do this as a dream, as a dance, and continue to strengthen the grid. Go now. Good. Reconnect with the breath. Observe what you have created here as you see the glow around the earth, around the planet, the light encoded into the grid, and gently float yourself down back to your physical bodies. Continuing to breathe, taking your time here, acknowledging any energy sensations that you had, activation throughout the spine. I was feeling it myself because I was there with you, because we were doing it together. And so gently bring your awareness back down to your body where it is here in the present moment. Continuing to connect with your heart, with your breath, reminding yourself of the journey you have had and knowing that you can return to this space in any moment. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling courage. You have traveled far. And there's still much more for you to do within this journey, within this dream. So remember the kiss of the forest spirit on your forehead. Feel it in your heart. Know that you have everything you need within arm's reach for the journey that is ahead of you, for what will be asked of you, to share love in your communities, to create your dreams, to create your visions, to create with your mind and your heart as one. So gently, as you breathe, continue to bring awareness back to your physical body where you are now. Take your time, and slowly, when you're ready, bring awareness to where you are sitting, and slowly begin to bring awareness to your toes and your fingers as you gently wiggle them. And when you are ready, very slowly, take your time. You can return your awareness to the space around you. Good. So continue to breathe here. Gentle inhales, taking your time, acknowledging what your experience, what your astral experience, what your imagination was, what you went through. And following this meditation, really just encouraging you to be calm, to respect your process. Get some water, get some fresh air, go stand out in the moonlight, go journal, go do whatever it is you need to do. Have a light snack. Take care of yourself. And so with that said, we are at the point where the time has come for us to conclude this broadcast, for us to conclude this journey. And so I thank you so much to each one of you for being here, for contributing, for being a part of this bigger story, for co-creating this bigger dream. I love you guys so much for doing this. And each time we do this, it is an amazing experience. And I'm so grateful to be able to do it together. So as you guys gently come back, if you would like to, please continue to chat within the live chat. Let's keep hanging out. Let's talk about what that was. Let's talk about what we experienced. Let's continue to connect. So for everyone listening to this, those who are new, those who have been around for many, many eons in this lifetime and another, thank you for being here. As I said, there's still much more of the journey. Through the main website, you can connect, you can sign up, create your profiles, be a part of this real world game, be a part of this real world journey to shift consciousness through the small actions, through every action that we have within our life. And of course, just from a continued perspective of being able to support the community, a beautiful way to support the community is if you enjoy these and you would like to see more of these, please feel free to visit the Patreon for the team crowdfunding website where you can sign up for that. And just reminding you this before we conclude our broadcast, you can sign up for a few dollars. From there, you get the Shifter Booster Kit, all sorts of awesome stuff. I'll explain it to you guys more in detail, and you can find out more on the website. And just reminding you guys that that is a great way to continue to allow these to go deeper and continue to allow these experiences to become richer and allow us to reach a wider audience. So thank you so much to everyone for being here. We are in the last 60 seconds of the broadcast. Really just thank you. Thank you. Gratitude for being here. It's really exciting. So with that said, guys, continue to breathe, continue to take your time, continue to relax, and continue to shift the paradigms where you are. Reminding you that if this is your first time listening to this, you can go back, listen to other paradigm shift broadcasts that we have done. Be sure to tune into the community admin meetings that we have done, the dream class, the team building hangouts. You can get involved with this project in so many ways. You can create your quest journals. This is a place for us to be able to support each other as community as we all continue to grow. So with that said, guys, we are ready to wrap up this broadcast. My name is Brendon. You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/SkullBabylon and Facebook.com/SkullBabylon. I love you guys so much, and until next time, I'll see you guys in the future. Aloha and one love.
Thank you again for tuning in to another episode of Paradigm Shift Radio. Ongoing broadcasts and future projects are made possible thanks to our collective support. You can sign up as a monthly supporter and in return get your Shifter Booster Kit for as little as $5 at patreon.com/Brendon Culliton. The Shifter Booster Kit comes with as many shift buttons as you ask for, potent tools for planting seeds and building community where you are. Thank you for choosing to be the change you wish to see, and keep it shifty. One love.